Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
Hey, thank you for joining me. This is Influence, and today I have the legendary Heroes Michael 53, which is NewAge's legend size Omega Supreme. And I must say, this is a great figure. The nostalgia feels of it being motorized in alt mode really gave me some good feels. Now, it isn't perfect to me, but articulation is great. Some of the negatives just off the bat, you know how I like to do. I think the claws is too small. Personally, I think that's a personal preference thing. And we'll compare it later on to the Pinga toys. I think that's what it was. The DX9, basically undersized, the downsized version of Omega. And maybe that's why the claws look too small on this guy to me, because I've been looking at that. But I don't know, some of the proportions, the arm proportions to me, even when I saw it on pictures, looked unproportional. But I do like the way they've done stuff here. So we're going to lift that up to show his face a little bit. I think the face sculpt is good. I really like it. I like the paint, of course. Really nice paint. Got the clear here. Got the red. Really nice red, yellow. They could have done with a little more paint apps to me. I understand though. And it's accurate. So you got the yellow here. Looks nice. Yellow's up here. And they really did some stuff, some different things with the transformation that I kind of like as well. You got the molded details. You got the yellow back here, of course. The tracks, you got the molded details in the tracks. And yeah, I think it's nice. You got all of this. We'll get into that. So let's get into accessories a little bit, which have a screwdriver with an extra screw. That's to put the battery in, and I will show you where that goes. We have some directions I didn't really use, so I'm not sure how great they are. They are very small. And you have the box. The box is nice, has nice artwork. Fighting, I'm sure that's their Devastator. I have Magic Square's Devastator, so I'll compare it to them. I can say on this box, the paint is a lot more metallic than in person, and they're probably coming out with a metallic version. This is more of a muted gray than it is paint. It looks like paint, but it's not as metallic as it seemed to me anyway. I could be wrong. Like maybe it was just the pictures, but I don't know. I think maybe they had their metallic version. Let's get into some comparisons now. Magic Square's Devastator. I know it probably won't be a good comparison just because they probably scaled it to their Devastator. I'm not sure how the two Devastators scale, but you see he's bigger than Magic Square's Devastator, which doesn't bother me. Omega, depending on the drawing, he is bigger. Bring in the Pinga Devastator, Pinga Toys, and you see he's bigger than Pinga Toys Devastator as well. His chest is more wide and bulkier. To me, he looks. There's things I like about this, which is just DX9's design, which is a great design, by the way. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's things I like here. There's things I like here better. I mean, it's a mixed bag to me. So I got NewAge Megatron, which is the only other NewAge figure I have. I got two Megatrons, I think. I got the black version, the exclusive, and this one. You can see how big he is. Articulation is great. So first you have this. You have his back piece that can go up and down. You have his head. His head is in like that by default. But if you can pull it, and this comes out too. That's due to transformation. And that's the thing. Like everything's tight on this guy. So you can pull this out and kind of hold it here. Then you can just stick it back in if it needs. And you get kind of a neck. So first off, his head goes all the way around. It's not impeded by anything. It goes up like all the way like that, which he doesn't really need to do, but it also can go down about that much. You can see. But what I think is cool is they added some side to side too. So he can get some, and there's some satisfying clicks side to side. I'm just leave it down because after this will do transformation and he needs to be down. So arms go all the way around. They are blocked by the wings, of course. They do go up about this far, but then you can move these out a little bit and get it up all the way. You can close them as much as you want, so you get it up about that much on some good ratchets. You got an elbow that's double jointed, gets you full, and I love the way they did this joint. Kind of makes it look mechanical. Got the L bicep swivel here. Here you go. This one does the same. You got the, just to show it because it's different. And over here you have the same bicep swivel, but then you have the claws. The claws, I am kind of disappointed at the claws. They open up, their tooth is really wide, so they open up like this, and then they have this much give in. Then you get it to there, and then they have this much give from here to here. So in rocket mode, that really comes into play, how you have the rocket, because it's only really two different ways you can have it. Like here, you can close it, you can open it, but it stops right here. This is the first ratchet, and then you move that back, and then it stops back like this. And then you have the fingers kind of that can close around. Waist spins all the way around. Ab crunch, that much, and it's ratcheted. You can hear it. Nice ab crunch. Legs, I love how they do the legs because they have an extra joint in here, so you can get the legs out all the way how you need it. So you can get that, and you can pull it down to get it back all the way so it doesn't hit here. So he does the hurdles all the way due to those extra joints. And also, you might as well leave it, you can leave it down, and you see he's doing the super splits. And it's all tight, very tight ratchets in there. Leave that up. Knee is double jointed, so he gets the full run of the knee. Foot has a toe tilt, which is really, and it has this to make it more, look more cohesive. So I think it's cool. Down, it's not really much. Then you get a full rocker. So you had that full rocker, and there's some rubber right here on the toes, which I do love that they do that. Let me see what else. I think that's it. Very much articulated, very great articulation. Batteries for this, which I didn't show because they don't come with it, but I have a link in the description where you can pick these up. It's just the 27As, and they do tell you in the directions what batteries to get, which kudos to them, because a lot of figures don't tell you what batteries to get. And let's get into transformation. Pull this up as you would expect. Take these wings out like that. What I didn't try was, no, I was going to try to see if you could have the wings all the way out. You cannot. It doesn't seem like you can. So just take these off, and then you can just unfold them. They just unfold. It's really intuitive how a lot of the stuff works. So you see, unfold that, put it to the side, take this one out, put it to the side. Now you can put this back in. It's a little peg back here, and that's good. Slide this forward, lift it up. Oh, I forgot to show, he does have missiles underneath these little pods, which I think is a nice little added touch, and it's cool. So once you pull that forward, lift this up, pull this forward, lift that up. Now you want to lift this up like that and pull these arms out of here. They're just in these things like this, and you have this part. So you take this whole thing out of here, pull this apart from there, pull this apart from there, and you can pull this whole thing out. The thing that keeps it in is these side things, and down here is pegged in right there. So you can just pull it out, and then you have this piece. So as you would think, you put this in there, put this down, push it back in, put this down, push it back in, take these out of here. Now the funny thing about these is you see that little hole. This is how this works. It goes like that to form, so you don't have to take everything off, and then when it goes on, it goes out like this. But this is short and smaller, and it has to be, you know, this had to be down here, so it had to be longer in order to make these go out more. But this hole is showing, so in each side it's not symmetrical, but it's showing over here on this one, and it's showing on the same side on this one. So that may mess with your I'm sorry to point that out, but I just got to point it out because it was kind of an eyesore for me, because I'm like, what is that hole there? Then when you take these out, you see what it is. It's just that. There's nothing you can really do about that. Just mentioning it. So you take that off. It's just friction clipped. Take these off. Now, this is a ratcheted knee. I was surprised how they did this. This is a ratcheted knee. So you're taking this out of the ratchet, and it's kind of hard, but just hold it and pull it out, and then it comes out, and you can see that's the post that's going into that ratchet, and there's the ratchet joint is in there, or part of it, and then the teeth and stuff are in here. So that was kind of, I was kind of iffy about that, but that's what you got to do. So then you do it over here, you pull this one out, then this goes up like that, up like this. You have this straight out. Now on the sides here, you pull this down, sticks out, pull this down, sticks out. So let's put that over there for now. This right here, the legs, intuitive again. You flip that out and flip this out on both sides. It's never that hard. They have little things right there where you can go like that, like you're supposed to. Now this moves, and you want to get this situated where you can move this, because you got to flip that around like that, and then all this should be flat like that. So again, move that wherever you can, get that situated so it all should be flat like that. And this peg right here that kind of clamps them together by friction, you want to push down so it's not impeding it laying down. Then you have that. That's the track. And when you put it on flat surface, you just have to make sure. Then over here again, same thing over here. Go a little quicker. Push this down. Flip these around. Get it situated. Flip these around. Make sure it's not like that. Get it flat. Get it situated. And those things you flipped out go into this little space right there. Plug that in. Then this around. Plug this in. I don't think it matters which side is which. Just when you're putting it on, it kind of matters when you're going back to robot. and this went up. That's why it's not going in there. There we go. On the side. So then you just clamp these just as you would suspect. Underneath goes there and there. On this side goes here and here. Then these go here. There's little spaces for them right there. They don't really, I don't think they peg in. They just kind of like sit in there. Maybe friction pegged in. Not sure. Now for this, pull these up like this. And I do like how they did this. So you want to move this in here, but you have to spin this around like this. So it's on the outside. Then you move that in, flip this over, and then flip this down. And it kind of forms the rocket, the pieces of the rocket, which is it's his shoulder pieces. So then over here, let me show that again. I just flip this up, flip this all the way around, accordion that in, then flip it over and close it down. Now for this part, got to figure out where it comes out at. So it comes out there. You want to accordion this in to here like that. Then you can flip this back down over top of it. Let me make sure. No, it's not right. So to know which way you have it, these teeth have to go into there. So you have to get this situated so the teeth can fit in there. So then you have it right. You see, I didn't have it right before, it wouldn't close. So now it closes, and then you push that and it goes in. Over here is the same way. Lift that up, look for the teeth. Teeth is at the bottom and it goes in right here. So now we're put that in there like that and then push that up. Then you can close this. Then you have the rocket. Rocket's done. For this guy, you want to flip this in here like that. Flip this around. Goes like that. Then you want to pull this piece out. And you know what? Don't flip that around yet, because you want to move that around and flip this thing around like that. Now that you have it like that, then you flip this in, and then you can tuck this in here. Make sure this is like that. Then there's two pegs, faces out like that. So you're good to go. Then these right here, they usually go in automatically, but you want to push them in. This thing right here, I'm gonna open it like that, push it back, and then collapse it. That's how that goes. Then this, you turn it around, and two peg holes right there, pegs right there, peg that in. Then you have that part. Now this pulls out on a spring. It's like spring loaded, and it's a peg in there. So you want to pull that out like that. Get it situated where it needs to be. Then you can unfurl these. Get that together like that. Pull this out here. Then there's a little flip out thing, and you can pull this out further. Just leave it like that. Then you have this. That's going to go in there. So there's a little tab there where this goes. Put that in there. Get this situated right. And then there's a tab back here that goes in there. Then you can pull this down and it sits there like that. Over here is the same way. Kind of pull that tab out and pull this out. Flip it around or flip it up. Flip this around here. I like to get this in. It's kind of hard at times. There we go. Flip this around here. Flip this around like that. pull this out, then put this down, and the tab right here goes in there, and this tab back here goes in there. Kind of keeps all this right, and then you just push that down. Now with this, open it up. Don't open that up. Open this up right there, and then you pull the tank turret out, and there you go for the tank. Now batteries go right here, and it comes with that screwdriver. So you just unscrew that and you stick the battery in here. Almost looks like a smaller AA. Then you have these things. You want to flip these out because this is how it stays on the track. These things keep it on the track. This is how it rolls. Flip these things out. They're easy to flip out, and they have little wheels right here. You see this groove in the track? Well, that is what these things are for. Make sure it's on the groove. There's a button in the front that you push, and there you go. And this gave me the biggest nostalgic feels. I don't know why. It's never done that before. It never seemed to struggle on the way up, but this gave me like the most nostalgic feels ever. And it's crazy because I remember having this as a kid. Like, it was one of the best Transformers I ever got as a gift, and one of the biggest ones that I ever got. You know, I didn't get many of the big ones, so when I did get a big one, I mean, of course, it was Omega, and it's probably why it's like was my holy grail and masterpiece. But now I have it in Legends, and I could sit here and watch this like I could. But you see these right here, it looks like Omega. It does have a lot of parts forming. I mean, Omega's always been parts for me. Let me turn this off for a minute. Oh, let me do that. But yeah, Omega's always been parts for me. Make sure. I don't know if I have something wrong, but that's kind of a negative. It's a little hole right there. I don't think I did anything wrong. I mean, it's not a big deal. But you can see the tank. See the pieces. We'll just go over it a little bit. Tank turret, not treads. Go around, and doesn't really go up or down. It doesn't spin. If they made it spin, I always say if they made it spin and walk, this would be the ultimate. But I can imagine how much it would have been. And you have the wheels here. It's just like the old one with the wheels that make it move, and then you have the wheels back here that are they're not fake. They're just little plastic wheels. They do move though. Then you go in here. It kind of looks like a helipad a little bit, and I guess you could put this on there like that. So you could do that. This right here, just have it in front. It's not completely flawless in this mode. I kind of don't like the rocket. Like, I don't like how it looks big. It looks kind of, it's longer. I mean, it is longer because it's not just the arms. It's the arms and the rocket pieces in the middle. You know what I mean? Like the arms and the everything that the arms connected to. So it does make it longer. It is longer. I thought it was looking longer in the pictures, but that's why, because of the not just being this. And you do have the gimmick of the down. Yeah, you can move it down, and then you can grab it a little better. You can move it back up into there, and you have this thing. So it's kind of like the steps. There you go. And here's some Legends. We got Legends Trailbreaker and Magnus. Alt mode will never scale with the bots because it is, you know, it is what it is. But here's Bumblebee, and this is probably what I'm going to do. And I think this is
Yeah, so these bots are more, they're more in line with the scaling in the alt mode.
So I'm gonna go back really quickly, just in case somebody needs it. Flip this up, pull that back, flip that back, flip this up, I flip this up, move that, push that in. This, move that this way, push that in, move that out, kind of get that out, put that up like that, put this in here, and this hinge right here, you gotta make sure is correct. So when it's like, not like that, like this, then you can put that in there like that. Then you open that up and you can move this in here. It goes together like it should. Again over here. That down here, move that up, move this in here. Move this in here like that and get that in there. Get that in there. There we go. Move this down here. Don't forget. Move that down, flip it around, and then it covers up this as well. So probably didn't have it wrong. It's just no way to cover that up. And I'll push this out this way because it's just easier than prying it up. You flip it back. And you can move this like that. Flip this around. And pull this out because it's the way it tucks in. Pull that out. Pull this out. And pull that out like that. Or push that down, I should say, like that. And this goes down here. Don't forget to put these back in. You can put them in at the end, but you see how they go. And this one already went in. I don't push this down yet because this has to peg in on that. So then for the rocket, flip that over, flip that there. Pull that out, pull that out. Don't ask me why I closed it, because you got to open it again on both sides. Open it, then unfurl it. Don't unfurl the whole arm, but unfurl it like that and then put it there. Unfurl this, not the whole arm, but like that, because that's the extra elbow joint. So there you go. You want to flip this out here, flip this out here, and you flip that over. You spin this back around. Then that covers up the shoulder joint. Same thing over here. Flip that back around, flip this around like that, covers up the shoulder joint, and eventually it's gonna go like this on top of there. Tori, pull that up, pull that up. Then you fold these, get that folded down like that, up, and very intuitive. A lot of this is intuitive. Again, you fold this, fold that. Gotta get it out, fold that, goes together. These out of here. You can pull these off. Flip this up so you don't forget. It's a tab. Then you just flip these in. Then you move these around here like that. Move these around here like that. Do this one the same way. Flip that. Flip these in. These in. Move them around. Move them around. Kind of put it down a little bit. Put it down a little bit like that. Take this, move these down a taste. And how you know which one is, because this is the ratchet. This is the teeth, the tooth, the teeth. The teeth of the ratchet is in there. And this is the actual ball of the ratchet. So if the teeth is in the side and the ball is over here, you know, it's not it. Then you go over here and you're like, oh, okay, so this is it. Make sure you put these up. I forgot the first time. I almost forgot now. Put those up. Put those up. Then you can get this correct. Goes on there. Goes on there. Make sure you have it all. You can pull these out and just stick them on. Pull these out. Get this together. Stick them on there. Pull this out. Pull this out of here. Slide these out. Pull them up. Slide these out. Pull them up. Now you want to bring in this. You slide this in here like that. And this is where this pegs on. That's why I didn't want to put it down yet. But then it pegs in the four corners as well. That's usually happens organically. And then you close that on there. And that's how that stays in. Now this, move this up. I know I closed it, but I just closed it to get it out the way, really. And show you the top view. That's how that looks. So you see these notches, they go into the side of these. They just stick that on like this. Which I think is kind of smart, and I don't believe no one's done that. So it kind of just fits in all this, and then you can push this down, and it fills it out. You push that down, push it in. It goes into that hole, that peg. Put that down, peg that into that hole. Now we're here. You can get, this is hard. You can get this out of here, but usually I have to use something. Use this little screwdriver. Ain't gonna take it out the plastic. Might be better so it's not scratching it. So you get that out of there. And what I was doing, the wings. Wings are easy. They can go either way. They got holes on either side. You just slide them in here and put them in the holes. Put them in the holes. Put this on there. Here we are, NewAge's Michael, back in robot mode. So thank you for joining me for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like, subscribe, share. Share in your favorite Facebook group. I appreciate it. And I will get over with you in another video.
You know, life ain't over. Life ain't over. Life ain't over. As long as you're alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.